What's going good people? In today's video here for Clair Obscur Expedition 33, I'm going to give you a few tips on how to force the save in your game. I'm going to go over a few different strategies and essential tips that you can utilize to force a manual save, if you will. So with that, let's get started. So after every fight encounter, after every battle, the game will go into an auto-save state right there. And in general, everything is basically auto-save, as you can't manual save, right? So the same thing happens when we interact with a rest point. If we look in the bottom left corner afterwards, we will see save in progress noted below, so it flashes kind of quickly. So right when we leave the rest point, see save in progress right there. Let's look at it one more time. Right, save in progress. But what if you aren't around a rest point, you don't want to encounter any enemies, you don't want to fight anymore? How can we force a save, right? So there are a few different strategies we can use. Basically, when you change anything in the game, you will force a save. So for example here, I change my weapon, save in progress. If we look in the bottom left, we saw it just then, save in progress. Now it isn't always 100%. So you're going to see right now, I'm going to change it back to my previous weapon and no save, no good, right? So if that happens, what you may want to do is move around a little bit, and sometimes it will force the auto save. So that's a strategy that you can try to incorporate. But like I mentioned, if you change anything, if you change one of your weapons, what I normally try to do is change my weapon back. So just change from one, change to the other, save in progress, right? If you change a pictos, if you change a wardrobe item, the same thing will happen. And just to test it out, so I'm gonna go change my weapon right here. And then when we come back, we should resume to the previous spot. I really wish this game had manual saves. I'm not the biggest fan of like the auto save system, but using these tricks, as you can see right here, will kind of force a manual save, if you will. Right, so the one thing that I notice is when you do it near an enemy, sometimes it can be inconsistent. So that's something to be mindful of, is when you do it in front of an enemy. See right here, I changed it. We got that pet tank right there. Didn't force the save, right? But if you do that, if you change an item in front of an enemy, change your outfit, change your hair, whatever the case may be, and it doesn't save, like I mentioned earlier, move around a little bit, right? So as you can see right here, nothing happened. But once I move around some, after switching some things around, I was really trying to force it here. But moving around, save in progress right there. See? So the enemy is out of sight. I was able to force the save there. So those are a few different strategies you could utilize. Another thing that I found works is when you have like environments that you can jump off of. Jump into the void, if you will. Like sometimes there'll be some water you could jump into. Doing that, or if you jump off the edge of something, sometimes that could force a save, right? So to recap, ways to force a save: number one, change something, change a weapon, change one wardrobe item, change your hairstyle. So change something to try to force a save. Number two, if that doesn't work, make sure you're not visible by an enemy or anything, and try to move around after you change one of your equipment, piece of wardrobe, and see if that forces the save. Right, and then number three, the environment, piece of environment that you could jump off of and jump into safely, I might add. Then you could go ahead and do that, right? So those are some of the ways that you could force a save outside of the obvious getting into a battle afterwards and then saving or interacting with a rest point. But if you have any other suggestions, feel free to leave it in the comments below. So folks, that is pretty much that. Just wanted to give you this walkthrough video showing you how to save your game in Clair Obscur Expedition 33 essential tips. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. As always, I appreciate the support, and with that there, I guess I will see you guys in the next video.